What is certificate of sponsorship? If you are someone who has successfully got a job offer from a hospital in the United Kingdom, then in the first few days after the initial euphoria of successfully getting a job, you would have the single point agenda of ensuring that you receive the certificate of sponsorship from the hospital via email. So this is a document that you get from the hospital that has offered you a job in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. You get this document via email, and this document is essential for you to secure the requisite visa from the UK government to be able to successfully move to the UK to work in a hospital in the United Kingdom. Now, certificate of sponsorship is not only for doctors, it is not only for healthcare providers, it is for any professional who is moving to the United Kingdom to work there. So this is a video for all those who have secured a job, conditional job offer letter, which was subject to me satisfying certain criteria, which is basically providing certain documents. And all of these documents are not very difficult for you to provide. Once you provide all the documents to the trust, then the trust issues a certificate of sponsorship for you. Let me tell you what documents are required in order to get the certificate of sponsorship. So the first thing that they'll ask for is your identity documents. That should be fairly simple. You'll have to share your photograph of your passport identity page. They'll ask you for employment references. Some trusts ask for only the last 3 years. Your detailed employment history would really help you, because that would also help you demonstrate the work experience you have, which might come in handy when your salary is being calculated. So first is the identity document, then is the employment reference and employment history. Then comes police clearance certificate, which I think is the most time consuming thing. So please tell your trust HR via email immediately that in India, at least, police clearance certificate, at least in the state I live in, takes a fairly long time. So that's something I had mentioned in the very beginning. So don't be scared, because usually the initial email contains a lot of documents which may not apply to your case. You have to understand that NHS is one of the largest employers in the world. If I'm not wrong, it is the 5th largest employer in the world, and it is employing all kinds of people, not just doctors in specific roles. They're employing different professionals who are doing different kinds of work for the entire NHS organization. So they may have a pro forma for the offer letter. Some of those documents really will not apply to you. So feel free to reach out to the HR, whoever has contacted you via email, and clearly mention your doubts. So don't panic, just get in touch with the HR. And most HR, in my experience, everyone I have spoken to, and I've spoken to a number of people, the HR person who contacts you via email usually answers all of your questions. So don't be afraid to reach out to them with any of your queries. And it's really important to be open with your doubts with the HR, no matter how insignificant you might think they might perceive it to be. But it's important for you to get those points across to the appropriate person. Because remember, different organizations, different trusts, different hospitals have their own rules. What I will tell you that I experienced may not apply to you in your role. Certainly, if you're not a doctor, it will not apply to you. But if you are also a doctor, even an ENT specialist, and you're working in a different part of the United Kingdom, then it may not be applicable to you. So always be proactive and reach out to the person who is contacting you via email. And most of the I have not had a single word with anybody so far by telephone. So the entire correspondence is via email from Monday to Friday. Weekends, generally you will not get any response from the HR, because weekends are weekends. So that's about it. So basically, what are the documents that are necessary to get certificate of sponsorship? Let me recap. Identity document, GMC registration, employment reference, police clearance certificate. That's about it. In on this channel, you will find a detailed description of how to get your GMC registration and also how to restore your GMC registration. They might ask for English language competency. So if you have appeared in IELTS or occupational English test, you can share that result with them. Um, they also asked me for certificate of good standing from the state medical council. So if in your case, if that is also asked, then do include that. And suppose you have worked in a hospital where you're not getting the employment reference quickly, then the alternative is to go for a character referee. So character referee is somebody who has known you for the last 3 years but is not related to you in any way. This person can actually vouch for you as a person, your character, and the thing about references is that the hospital gets in touch with the people who are going to be your referees. You will not be privy to that information in any way, shape, or form. It's a correspondence between the trust and the referee. So please select your referees carefully. It's very important that the references are provided in time and they are satisfactory in nature. If someone gives a bad reference, then it can completely ruin your application. So be very careful about that. Also, be careful about the police clearance certificate, a topic which merits its own video. So if you have all of this, passport, photograph, employment reference, employment history, English language certificate, GMC registration, police clearance certificate, if you have provided all of this, and in my case, they also wanted certificate of good standing. If you have provided all of this, then the trust HR will send the certificate of sponsorship. Certificate of sponsorship along with police clearance certificate and TB certificate. These three things form the bedrock for getting the required visa. And I'll talk about TB certificate and police clearance certificate in a separate video. I hope you like this video. If you have any doubts or any questions or anything that you need me to further elaborate on, please reach out in the comment section. I always reply and I've always done that since January 2024.